What is up everybody, Gifford here and welcome back to another stock market video where I try to make money. Tattooed Chef is now close to, if not one of my biggest holdings that I have over Tesla, who just had the AI day. I have 300 shares of TTCF in my Interactive Brokers account, 50 in my Hatch, and also 5 in my Sharesies. So today we're going to be talking about TTCF stock and why I've been buying after the Q2 2021 earnings crash. Please hit like in the video to show your support during this lockdown period, and if you're interested in investing, hit subscribe. With that said, let's get on with the video. The Tattooed Chef just recently had their Q2 earnings and you can see the stock dropping all the way down. It's now over 25% down. So one of the quickest ways to find out exactly what happened to the stock and why it had such a massive drop off is just to type into Google TTCF Q2 2021 earnings miss and have a look at the article. This one here we're going to have a look is Seeking Alpha. So reading from this article, Tattooed Chef misses on revenue. Tattooed Chef, NASDAQ, TTCF, Q2 EPS of minus 65 cents may not be comparable to the consensus of minus 0.01 cents. So the revenue is what missed, which was 50.72, and that was a miss by $3.33 million. However, they're still going to be up by 45.9% year-on-year growth. I don't think that's going to be a problem, but we'll discuss that later on. So if you're new to investing and you're wondering what are earnings, every company, every public listed company has 4 earnings during the year, every 3 months, and they tell you how much money they've been making or losing, and also their revenue. And this is a very important part for growth stocks, which I'm in, because the revenue tells us if the company's actually growing, which is what growth stocks are. So the easiest way to find out what are these targets is just to go straight to yahoo.com, type in the stock that you're looking for, in this case TTCF, which we can see here. So over at the bottom here, you can actually see what the estimated earnings are, what the analysts expect them to do, and then whether they hit or not. So we can see here at Q4 2020, they actually met their EPS expectations. However, in the beginning of the year, Q1 2021, they missed them. And in Q2 2021, there was an estimation of minus 0.01, but we already know that they missed this as well. So the next question I have is, because the stock went down so much and I lost so much money, who are these actual analysts putting these price targets in there? I want to know who they are and why they decided to pick these numbers here and if it's actually reasonable or realistic. After all, the company is actually growing by over 40%. You can see that here in their financials that their revenue is going up. So to have the company go down in value by over 25% is just crazy to me. So luckily it's pretty easy to find out with a little bit of investigation. You can click here on the analysis page and you can see that the number of analysis is 2 for Tattooed Chef because they're quite a small market cap compared to other companies. So knowing that there's 2 analysts for Tattooed Chef, we go to this website here called nasdaq.com, and then basically we type in Tattooed Chef analysis research, and we can see here that the 2 firms that are following Tattooed Chef is called Jefferies & Co and Roth Capital PA. So after we find out the companies, it's as easy as going into Google and typing in Jefferies & Co TTCF stock. After typing that in, we just click the top article. Clicking on the article, we can see Jefferies analyst Robert Dickinson maintained a hold rating on Tattooed Chef. So have a look at it, Tim Franks, just to have a look at who this analyst is. And Robert here has almost 4 stars. His success rate is 65%, but his average return is only 7.8%. So he's not doing too well. He does, however, given a price target of $19, which is 18.2% upside from its current stock right now, which is around about $16. So after looking at his stats, we've then gone on to the second analyst to see how credible he is. And I've done the same thing. I've gone into Google and typed in his name from Roth Capital, TTCF, and it's now led me to this article. So we read here, Roth Capital analyst George Kelly initiated coverage of Tattooed Chef with a buy rating and a $26 price target after the company went public. So the second analyst isn't too bad. George here has almost 5 stars, so that's pretty good. He's got a 60% success rate and 23.5% average return, so a lot better than the first guy. And we can see here, Tattooed Chef, he's got a buy rating and he's got a price target of $26, which is pretty good because at the moment, at around about $16, it's quite a massive upside. It's 61% upside right now. However, he's made this rating 9 months ago, so there's nothing recent, but the company has been performing well. So I don't want to brag here, and I know these guys are Wall Street analysts, and I've had probably less than 2 years experience in the stock market, but all I'm trying to say is that with an individual retail investor like myself, we can take bigger gambles, and with those bigger gambles come bigger rewards. Now, this is not to brag, but this is my own one here on tip ranks that I wanted to write down as well, just to sort of compare myself really. to see what my stats are. So right here we can see it's Gifford, 4 stars on there. My success rate has been 100%, and my average return on here for the stocks that I chose has been 45.41%, so which is way better than those 2 analysts. I'm not saying I'm going to be right in the future, or Tattooed Chef is going to be an awesome stock to own, it's going to make me lots of money. It could still make me lose money, but all I'm saying is that these analysts can be beaten. So now that we've looked at the 2 analysts covering the Tattooed Chef stock, we can see here that even though it missed, those analysts' ratings that they gave is pretty so-so to me, especially when I've beaten them as well. Let's just have a look at the actual Tattooed Chef reports. I'm not going to go over the whole thing because it's pretty boring. I just want to highlight a few key things and just talk about that. First highlight here is revenue increased by 16 million or 45% to 50.7 million in the 3 months ended June 30th, 2021 compared to last year. Second highlight is the gross profit was also increased to 8 million in the last 3 months of 2021 compared to last year, which was only 3.7 million. So the company is doing well. Also to note that the company did have a net loss of 53.2 million in the last 3 months. So we also got to consider those things. So there's many other points I look at into Tattooed Chef and why I invest in them, but this is probably the biggest one. What I'm looking for is how much they can grow, because I'm investing in Tattooed Chef for their growth. So here the revenue is in the range that they're looking for in 2021, between 235 million to 242 million, which is going to be an increase of 58 to 63% compared to last year. This is what I'm investing in Tattooed Chef for, this big growth. One of the things that impacted this financial result is the fact that they acquired a new company, which was Foods of New Mexico, which cost them a little bit. So those profits are going to take a little while before they make it into future financial results. To me, the Q2 2021 earnings were pretty good. I think the sell-off was a little bit harsh, but right now we also got to take into consideration the general market, and the general market for the Nasdaq and S&P 500 has been going on a downtrend. Everybody has been selling off their stocks because they're scared of all sorts of stuff, inflation, the Fed talks, all the stuff that affects the American economy where my stocks are held. To me, 45% year-on-year growth is fantastic, and that's exactly why I'm investing into Tattooed Chef. There's a couple of issues with them, but I'll talk about that in another video, not for this one. All I'm looking at for their 2021 financial year, which runs into 2022, the beginning of, is that they meet that target of $235 million for the year revenue. The main reason that I'm invested in Tattooed Chef is because they're a growth company. I want to be paying for the stock now for the price, which is around about $1.3 billion market cap for a company many more billions of dollars ahead in the future at today's prices. If they keep executing like this and bring more products out and also do a couple more acquisitions, as well as getting the new facilities up and running and selling more products, they can really be a big company, and that revenue is how I will be tracking it. So naturally, while the stock continues to sell off all the way from $22 down to $16, I have been buying all the way. If it continues to come down, I'll be using as much money as I have on the sideline, which is not too much anymore, and buying some more of the stock, because I reckon it's pretty cheap right now. Obviously, do your own homework and buy the stocks that you like and do your own due diligence. But to me, I really like Tattooed Chef, what they're doing, but it's not for everybody, because this is kind of a frozen foods play. Not everyone is into plant-based. I'm definitely not a vegetarian or anything like this. I just really like the company. I like its fundamentals, and that's why I'm investing. If you want to see my initial video on Tattooed Chef and why I'm investing in them, I'll put a pop-up right now, or I'll put it in the description in the comments below. Well, that's enough for me today. Thank you for watching. The trading platforms I use is Interactive Brokers, Hatch Invest, and Sharesies for individual companies. I use Invest Now for index funds. If you want to start investing, you can use my referral links below to start your own investing journey if you're from New Zealand. As always, safe investing, and to make sure you do your own due diligence in the stocks that you buy. I'm only showing what I'm doing, and make sure you don't get other people to do your stock picks, because it's your own money and you don't really want other people with your money. Feel free to have a look at my older videos of the stocks that I hold in my portfolio. I share everything there. May the gains be with you, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.